What's going on, everybody? Boomslangg here, bringing you the top 10 things you should know about The Division. Now, these are the 10 things that I personally love about the game, and this video is to help all the newcomers to the game understand a little bit more about what this game is all about, since there is so much to it. Now, this isn't going to be extremely detailed on each of the features, so if you have more questions, feel free to drop one down below. You can also check out my channel for more detailed breakdowns of the individual features, or you can send me a request for one. Number 10, the story. The story in The Division is an interesting topic, mostly because we don't know that much, but what we do know is enough to keep us curious. In the game, the city of New York has been contaminated with a virus that has spread by being placed on banknotes, then distributed during Black Friday. This causes the entire city to shut down in a matter of days, with all of society as we know it coming to a halt, allowing thugs and criminals to take over. This is where you, as the player, take over as a special agent from the Strategic Homeland Division, or simply The Division. Your job is to go into the city and take back what the virus and the ensuing chaos has claimed, all while fighting enemies, helping civilians, upgrading your base, and trying to figure out where the virus has come from. And honestly, this is all we know so far, which is a good thing because we aren't being spoiled with the story before the game is ever released. The cool thing is this game has all the makings of a really interesting conspiracy-filled plot with possible government ties and all that other good stuff. Number 9, the Dark Zone. The Dark Zone is a unique place in not only The Division, but in shooter games in general. The Dark Zone is the PvP, or player versus player area in the game. It's a large section in the middle of the open world, taking up roughly 25% of the entire world map. In the Dark Zone, players can encounter both AI enemies and other players. What makes this different from most multiplayers is the fact that you won't be inherently against another player. There are choices to be made here. You can decide whether you want to work with other players, go on your own way when you encounter other players, or turn on them and attempt to kill them and take their loot for your own if they have any. Doing this causes you to go rogue, and you will then become an active threat towards other agents, and they will attack back. This makes for unique experiences almost every time you enter the Dark Zone, because you never know what other players are going to do. There's also a ranking system similar to other PvP games, but the difference with this one is the fact that it can change. The way you progress this rank is to earn XP by killing AI enemies, completing missions within the Dark Zone, and by killing rogue agents. Alternatively, you will lose Dark Zone XP by dying, and you will lose even more XP if you die as a rogue agent. So if you're worried about getting trolled by other players, hopefully this risk versus reward format will reduce situations like that. And personally, I think most people will want to play nice in order to increase their Dark Zone rank and gain access to those higher level chests. Number 8. RPG elements. At its core, The Division is an RPG. The unique thing about this game is the fact that it is a classless game by design. You don't have to pick your class in the beginning of the game and end up stuck with that style throughout the rest of the game. This also means that enemies have a larger health pool depending on their levels and archetype. And when you start putting shots into them, you'll see damage numbers and XP numbers pop up when you kill them, as you typically see in an RPG game. So you won't, I repeat, you will not be one-shotting enemies very often, unless you have extremely high level gear and you're playing lower level enemies. So even though it looks like a modern day shooter like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield, it is not a Twitch shooter like those games. It's going to take a little bit of work to kill enemies. The Division also allows players to pick and choose how they want to play on the fly. It's as easy as bringing up the menu and selecting a new skill or talent to equip from one of the 3 trees of abilities the player has access to. Each branch in the abilities tree caters to one of 3 play styles: DPS, tank, or healer. So if you want to play as a tank and draw as much attention and soak up bullets so your team can deal damage, then you can do that. All you have to do is equip skills in the security tree and find gear that boost your stamina attribute. There is a lot that goes into the RPG aspect. It's an extremely deep mechanic with incredible amounts of stat readouts and feedbacks. And when the beta launches, I plan to make a more in-depth video detailing all of these stats that go into this system. But for now, this is just a quick overview so you can get an idea of what you're going to be getting yourself into. Number 7, solo play. Even though The Division is designed with multiplayer as its focus, that doesn't mean the devs left the single player fans out in the rain. You'll be happy to know that The Division is completely playable from start to finish in single player. This is good news because not everyone has friends to play with, or they just like some alone time when playing games. And even people like me who have clans to play with, sometimes they want to just get a little bit of chill time in with the game. Given the fact that this is an RPG and that those games are typically single player experiences, you can be sure that there will be plenty of stuff to do on your own, from completing missions or quests, or however you want to put it, to exploring the open world for more loot. The developers made this game in a way as not to poke you into co-op play with a stick, but to entice you to play with friends with a carrot. Basically, they aren't going to force you to play with friends, but they want people to see the opportunities for fun they can have with them. And they give you all the tools for meeting up with people. But at any rate, The Division will be sure to satisfy every solo player's appetite. Number 6, co-op play. Playing with your friends or meeting up with random people in the social hubs in the game can bring some of the richest experiences the game has to offer. Like I mentioned earlier, the game is playable completely solo from start to finish. Well, it's also playable with up to 4 people in a squad completely from start to finish as well. Playing with friends also brings the RPG skills available into full circle with each player's loadouts. It's really awesome to see how each skill can complement each other and how a team of 2 or 3 or even 4 can communicate and take on tough challenges for some sick loot, or goof off in the social zone, or just casually explore the world for things hidden away. From my experiences with this game, I would highly recommend getting together with some friends to play this game and take on New York together. And the Dark Zone is much easier with a full squad of players communicating and watching each other's backs and reviving each other as needed. Number 5, environment, lighting, and snow effects. The Division is powered by the brand new Snowdrop game engine, featuring cutting-edge technology and extremely high graphic fidelity even in an open world. This game defines what next gen is all about. The game is permanently set in wintertime, so there's snow everywhere, and it behaves exactly like snow would in the real world, piling up on things and even on your character. Just the little details like this make the world a little bit more believable. Storms come and go in the Division, limiting visibility to you as a player and to enemies just like it would in a real snowstorm. The Snowdrop engine also provides realistic lighting effects with detailed shadowing and real-time reflections. There is also a layer of interactive items within the world to give you just that added extra detail to immerse you and give this world an added feel of realism. One of the small examples is seeing this gas canister exploding when it's shot, but there's also traffic cones that can be knocked over, doors, hoods, and trunks on cars that can be closed, and paint cans that can be shot that behave just like the E3 2014 trailer. This is just to name a few of the small things. This is one of the best looking open world games I have ever played on consoles, and the build that I played while at the studio in Sweden was a long ways from being complete, so this game is going to look absolutely stunning at launch. Number 4, seamless open world. As I mentioned earlier, The Division takes place in a full open world. You can go where you want to go and do what you want to do. There's missions, side missions, and other hidden things scattered throughout the world. But that's not the coolest thing about the open world to explore. It's the fact that everything in it is seamless. Usually in RPG games, or any games really, you have to go through a loading screen when you enter a building, decide to play PvP, or enter the social zone like the tower in Destiny. But in The Division, you won't ever see a loading screen doing these things. When you enter into the base of operation, you simply walk through a decontamination area and you're in. The same thing goes for the hub worlds and the Dark Zone PvP area. It's as simple and as quick as opening a door or hopping over a wall, and boom, you're connected to the dedicated servers of the online world and ready to take on other players and whatnot. Joining other players is also seamless depending on the scenario. I'm not quite sure if joining your friends from your friends list is seamless since I didn't get to test it out on the build that I was playing, but I'm sure we'll figure that out when the beta launches. But I can confirm that joining a random player you meet in the Dark Zone or one of the social hub zones is completely seamless. All you have to do is send an invite, and when they accept, they are instantly placed in your squad with no loading at all. Now this doesn't sound like much, but when you're actually in the game and you've been playing for several hours and you've joined up with other players and you've gone on your separate ways and you realize that you haven't seen a loading screen the entire time, you really appreciate this for all that it is. Number 3, customization. Do you like to stand out in a crowd? Do you like to put attachments on your weapon to change the looks and how it performs? Well, then The Division is going to be your dream game. In most games, when it comes to the customization of how your character looks with different slots in an MMORPG type of game, players usually end up with very similar looking characters towards the end game because it's all the same loot at the end of the game and everyone equips it. So there's no way to look different and no way to really make your character how you want it to look. Well, the developers of The Division saw this problem and found a solution with separate separating the cosmetic items and the stat-based items. Now your player can look pretty much exactly how you want it to while showing off higher level gear all at the same time. It's the best of both worlds. The cosmetic items are separated into the head, neck, 2 layers on the chest which can be toggled on and off to show off either, then you have pants, and finally boots. All of these items can be found in the world the same way you would find regular loot, but they don't affect your armor or damage output and can very easily change the looks of your character. Stat-based items are where you will get all of your armor and damage output points, which factor into your RPG attributes and make you an overall more powerful agent. These pieces of gear come in the form of your gas mask, bulletproof vest, backpack, gloves, gun holster, and knee pads. Stat-based gear come in ranks from 1 to 30 as well as 5 different rarities. From most common to most rare, they are white, green, blue, purple, and orange. These items don't affect the look of your character as much as cosmetic items do, so even if you have a higher level backpack or knee pads that don't look as cool as you would like, at least the rest of your character still looks badass. Higher level gear will definitely look cooler than the lower level stuff though, as you can see from these gameplay clips, or at least they look cooler to me. Weapons are also highly customizable. All weapons come in 5 rarities just like the gear with levels 1 through 30. Each weapon can have up to 5 mod slots for different attachments that change how the gun performs or looks. Everything from suppressors to quick change mags to red dot sight. And these weapon mods also come in 5 rarities just like the weapons and gear. You can also apply skins to change how the weapon looks and stand out from everyone else. Number 2, crafting. A lot of people thought that crafting was altogether scrapped from the Division. Well, I'm happy to say that crafting is not only still in the game, it's actually pretty dang cool. Now this isn't as deep of a mechanic as say Fallout or Dragon Age in terms of the variety of materials, so you won't be looking for obscure items in the world like hot plates and tin cans. The developers opted for a more approachable but still in-depth crafting mechanic. You will find the crafting table inside of the base of operations, and this is where all of the crafting will take place. Here you'll be able to craft every stat-based piece of gear in the game. So that means weapons, weapon mods, backpacks, masks, knee pads, holsters, gloves, and even gear mods can be created here if you have the blueprints to do so. There are 5 different crafting materials in the world, and they all come in the same 5 rarities as the stat-based gear. So you have to find a certain amount of purple weapon parts to craft a purple weapon, a certain amount of blue fabric to craft blue gear, and so on. One of the best things about this crafting mechanic is the fact that it doesn't require anything more than the crafting resources you need to make it. So you won't be having to save up to craft items in the game. You can stay focused on getting all the materials and save your money for a sweet gun that you saw at one of the vendors. Each crafting blueprint you find is unlocked for you permanently, which is really good because say you have a really good scope for your gun, but you want another one for your other weapons. Well, then all you have to do is craft another one and you're good to go. So this feature really gives you the opportunity to create your ultimate weapon for how you play the game. Number 1, gameplay. This probably seems like a large category, but I didn't really know what to put here exactly. Basically, this is how the game controls, from the character movement to the cover system to the shooting mechanics. This is where the game truly shines. If you haven't figured it out by now, The Division is a third-person, cover-based shooter. There is no first-person view other than being able to aim down the sight with certain scopes, and there is no crouch button. But trust me when I say this, you really don't need a crouch button when you learn how to use the cover system to its full potential. Now you might be turned off by this because a lot of cover-based games are clunky and sluggish and generally don't feel that great to play. Well, this game is changing all that. From the first time I played it at E3 2015 to the time I had with it at Massive Studios in Sweden, this game has blown me away with just how smooth everything feels and handles. I don't feel like I'm fighting to control my agent from moving into cover or shooting at enemies. I have total control. If I want to go into cover, it's as simple as a press of a button. If I want to move out of cover, it's as simple as another press of a button or simply moving the analog stick away from where I am. Even when sprinting, your character doesn't lumber straight forward like a charging bull, like nothing will stop him. You can turn quickly and duck into an alley or jump into cover if someone starts shooting at you. Pressing B on Xbox One will make your agent vault over cover or climb on top of boxes, cars, or whatever else is around, and jumping down feels natural and the movement looks extremely realistic. Moving into cover is just as simple. Pressing A while looking at a piece of cover will cause your agent to immediately move towards it and take cover. From here, you can then look at other things in the environment that would provide more cover, and by pressing and holding A again, you will then sprint towards that area. Personally, I think this is a much more efficient system than being able to crouch and sprint because your agent knows you're trying to stay protected and will stay low while sprinting from cover to cover. Finally, the shooting mechanics, and oh my word, are they solid. If I had to compare it with any other game, I would say that The Division feels like Ghost Recon and Call of Duty shooting mechanics had a baby. And no matter how you feel towards Call of Duty, it's undeniable that it's a smooth shooter. And that's exactly how The Division feels. Smooth as silk, quick, responsive, and accurate. Making long-range shots with scopes is a breeze, and cranking the sensitivity up a little bit made playing up close with a shotgun and a submachine gun absolutely brutal towards other players. Combine this with all the skills you have in the game, and you have the makings for some of the most fun firefights you'll ever find yourself in. So I think a lot of people will find this one of the best features in the game. There you have it, 10 things you might not have known about The Division. Well, now you know. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this isn't an extremely detailed breakdown of each feature, but it's a good overall summary of what to expect in The Division. Hopefully you learned something new from this video. Check out the rest of my videos for more details on The Division, and don't forget to sign up for the beta, which is starting January 28th, 2016. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more of The Division content, and until next time, take it easy, everyone.